special guest right now. Just popped by. He's a favorite here at Giggles. He's got a show coming up, I believe, at Mohegan Sun on Thursday. Let's welcome to the stage, Pat McLoud, everybody!
I know that I look very abductable.
No.
Didn't you guys all get that Amber Alert about a missing child in room 1 Saugus this morning? That was me. That's just unbelievable. But looking young, it is difficult for me, especially when I go to restaurants with my wife. Because when the waiter comes over, the waiter always asks my wife if she wants a drink and if I want a box of crayons. All the time. I'm going to give you guys an idea of actually how young I am. Do you know that I look so young? I made Kevin Spacey a bit squeamish. And you know, I was in a really bad car accident on the way up here. I was driving on 93 North, and Karen Reed came out of nowhere and rear-ended my big wheel. So I just had a big birthday too. I just turned 40 years old.
All right.
I just got back from Las Vegas too, and I was sitting down in Willy Wonka's slot machine, and I was hitting. I was doing great. When all of a sudden the security guard comes out of nowhere and he says, "Hey kid, you got ID?" I said, "I am extraordinarily busy, sir." He said, "Kid, I'm not going to ask you a second time. You got ID?" I said, "No, you lose, you get nothing." I said, "Good day, sir." And I was placed in handcuffs and escorted off the casino floor. And I got assaulted. So there you go, Google Saugus. I was driving, doing a lot of traveling, being a comedian, and I drove past a funeral home. They had a sign outside that said, "Basic cremation." And I thought about this, as opposed to what? A deluxe cremation? Can you imagine that phone call? "Yeah, hi Bob. Yeah, we had some sparkling glitter to your wife. You can come pick her up this afternoon. We got her looking like a disco ball." I thought that one was going to hit better. But you know, that's okay. That's all right. The comedy is perseverance. But yeah, I've had a lot of interesting jobs too to keep myself being a comedian. Like, I used to work as an orderly in a hospital, and doctors would send me to go pick up their patients. Sometimes they'd ask me questions, and I'd have to politely answer them. Like, I remember this one time I was wheeling a sweet little old lady into pre-op. She leans back on the stretcher and she said, "Is this my last ride?" I said, "Probably." But now I have a new job now. I still work in the hospital, but I'm in the operating room. I have 2 friends here that work in there too. South Shore Hospital. Yeah! That's what we do. All right, no one cares. But that's right. That's what we do. And like, in the materials, I run into the operating room and give the surgeons what they need for the cases. Like just today, I walked into a room and Dr. Kwasi says, hold it, time out. On second thought, my patient doesn't need anesthesia. Pat just walked in. He's going to tell my patient one of his jokes. I know. Today, I had to go through that. This is very exciting too for a Saturday night at Giggles. I just need to tell everybody that my career has been skyrocketing. I just did 2 back-to-back nursing home gigs. So this is something, so I really appreciate it. And right where you guys are sitting, right? During this nursing home gig, I was doing 20 minutes, and like this, I think this is going well. And so 20 minutes, and then I heard and I saw an 80-year-old woman lean into her friend, take off her oxygen mask, and say, "Well, he's trying." I mean, how do you imagine that? There's nothing to go by. I'm going to open up to you guys, Rubo and Saugus. You know who's attracted to me? Chubby girls that work at TD Bank. They know how much money I have, which is nothing. I'm a struggling comic. But every time I try to go in there, they try to seduce me. They're like, "Hey, Pat, would you like to make a deposit?" And I'm like, "Not you." First thing I'm doing is making a withdrawal. I gotta get out of here. This is crazy. I went to a strip club too down in Rhode Island. You know how strippers have like car names, right? Mercedes, Lexus, Camry. However, the strip club that I went to, the strippers were named after boxes of cereal. Yeah, it turns out Trix is not for kids. Frosted Flakes, she's great. Let me tell you, Lucky Charms is not magically delicious. I spent $50 on her. I had to get change from shredded wheat. So, I have a little bit of a story. I was driving from Connecticut the other night, and all of a sudden this happened. I was on my way home, and this happened. Just driving, and then... What's going on here? I got a flat tire. The tire blew off in Connecticut, right? I'm like, oh my God, I got to pull off on the side of the highway. All of a sudden, I call AAA. They say, your car's not working, Mr. McLoud. I said, why not? Because the car's expired. Why hasn't it been renewed? My drunk father-in-law didn't renew that, so now I'm like, oh my God. She says to me, the nice woman from AAA, she says, that's going to cost you $300. I said, okay, just get somebody out here to help me. Will you please, right? So they bring the person, and then she says to me, do you feel safe? Dude. I'm like, not really. The car's going to me 90 miles an hour. She said, would you like us to send a police officer for your car? I said, that would be swell. I would love that. Well, are you in Massachusetts? I said, yes. Well, that's going to cost you another $300. I said, you kidding me, right? I said, I'll take my chances. I'll forget it. Unbelievable. I made $20 in Connecticut. Now I'm on $600. And now I'm here on Route 1, so thanks so much. That's what I do. I thought that was going to be an applause break from you, but hey, that's okay. I appreciate that. I love cougars. You have any cougars here tonight? Guys, if you ever want to get laid by a Saugus cougar, open up your wallet and surprise her with all that Coles cash. I love meeting celebrities too. That's the thing I like to go do. Like I was just out in California like last year doing some shows, and I saw Bono going into a restaurant. Bono? The singer? Yes, hey man. That's okay. Yeah, Bono the singer. I said, hey, have a beautiful day. And he looked at me and he said, you too. I drove down to Atlantic City one day and back to meet Charlie Sheen, right? And I know I'm crazy. And I got into his autograph line and I said, hey man, can I ask you a question? He said, yeah. I said, how did you even contract HIV? He said, between 2.5 men. And that's my time there. I just want to swing by real quick and say hi, guys.